Inside the city of Pripyat, Ukraine, things were peaceful. The town was an urban place with plenty of tall buildings and wildlife inside the crevices between. The local people were just your average folks. They live inside their city and they work their jobs just like you or me. They were a bit lackadaisical at times, but they still cared about people. However, amongst all the regular urban crawl, there was a new building. The plant, Chernobyl, was stark and imposing compared to the rest of the local buildings. Inside, nuclear materials were used to heat up water to push steam through turbines. Turbines to generate electricity for the city. There were plenty of safeties inside the structure, not the least of which were control rods, which were made out of a substance that could absorb plenty of neutrons to prevent fission from occurring. However, there were some critical design flaws in this structure. The first and biggest mistake that they made was that they didn't use trained personnel. Instead of having people who knew what they were doing on the machines, they relied on the populace. Because of this, they removed the safeties while testing the machines for a rare circumstance. During these tests, they tried to use the safety rods to prevent the reaction, but due to a quirk in the design of the rods, 5% of the nuclear material went out of the reactor into the nearby wilderness. Even though such a drastic thing happened, most of the crew didn't even realize anything was amiss. Even though puking and their skin blistering was considered as a highly dangerous sign of radiation poisoning, according to Mayo Clinic, they believed there was nothing to worry about, even though it was the first of many signs of lethal dosage. By the time that the government of Ukraine reacted appropriately, it was too late. Even though they sent 200,000 people to help, and they erected a concrete around the reactor that had a malfunction, it was irreparable damage had been done to the wilderness nearby. After the disaster, the city is a ghost town. There is no one living there, and wildlife has begun to creep into Chernobyl. However, and there are efforts to resettle the wasteland left after the disaster, despite the 30 deaths that occurred, according to World Nuclear.